Live, go ahead.
All right. Well, let me get on the stream first. I want to.
Oh, hey, whoa! The stream's finally live.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Oh, you're only live on
Well,
my.
who let the dogs out?
Who? Who?
Thank you, guys.
Who
I
indeed?
knew you guys were going to do that. I knew it.
That was perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And that's how we start our stream, guys. Welcome.
Indeed. All right. So let's get to it. So first off, first welcome, Nelly. This is your first run with us in Eberron. And we're still waiting on Bat, who was here last week, and we'll see him. And then we're still missing 2 players. So Professor Torchlight and whatever Shapley's gonna play.
A bear.
Is he really?
A druid.
Oh.
Yeah, he's gonna be a druid.
Roar. Or rar.
Who is?
He's good. Shapley. You may have played with him once.
Nelly?
Did he do the slasher?
He did do the slasher,
He
I
did a
believe.
slasher? No.
I
don't think he did. He did the
No?
Nosferatu for like a session.
That's true. That's
Randy
right.
Marsh. Randy something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he was
He-
Randy Marsh.
He caused the horrible taxi accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, by being invisible and ugly. I guess not invisible and ugly.
When he actually
That was the
interacted.
problem.
Yep.
All right, well, to Eberron, welcome to the new splash page. I really like it. And last session, we got to meet many of our player characters. And I'm sure it looks great with me looking off screen to read all this.
I had to tell you, every angle doesn't look good.
Well, luckily for me, it's pretty consistent all around. None of them look good.
And the demon smites me.
Rocks fall, you die.
Pink
On
Cadillac.
6 Olderun, Captain Rhinarian Delirandar pulled into the hilt of the Dagger River on his way to Sharn, and passed by another ship that he was able to recognize as the Balenor's Pride. A modest sailing ship, but no match for his elemental vessel, the Stormhound, when it comes to speed. Once docked, a very pompous member of his own house named Tanis told him that he was going to get some upgrades. And he chose 2 from the list. The Stormhound is on loan from the Delirandars to the Lazarian Prince Culpercon for reasons, and this relationship appears to be important to the Delirandars. However, everyone has a price. The next morning, Tanis showed up to the captain's hotel with a business proposition being made by Agent Cole of House Orion. 2 bounty hunters need speed on their side, and the Balenor's Pride was carrying their quarry to the city of Zarashak in the Shadow Marches. Right after that, another business arrangement was made by Professor Tychus Tumblepots for the Stormhound to carry a scholar and his guide/bodyguard a little further past Zarashak and up to the Glum River Delta to drop them off. And they're gonna be traveling into the Deepwood. Both came with lucrative offers, and the captain agreed to both of them. Agent Cole wasn't done yet, because then he had to hire the 2 bounty hunters, and he had 2 in mind to track down the Knoll assassin Mognir, who had murdered the son of Baron Quanti de Orion. That's where Odin and Xander come in, and the duo agree to Agent Cole's payment with half up front, and they're also set to head out the morning of 9 Olderun to board the Stormhound. And with that, let's get back to the Eberron story of New World Old Threats in this session titled The Stormhound. So, we're going to start with Captain Delirandar.
As we should.
Yes.
I can't say it with a straight face.
He's a privateer, right?
Yes.
Captain, you get on the lift that morning of 9 Olabrun, and it takes you from the lower, where you were staying in a hotel, to the cliffside docks. And on that lift, it's a giant mechanical lift. Just think like, big elevator. And on that lift, you're joined by several people who have large, elaborate ice statues. These folks come from all walks of life, with the more well-dressed of them having their ice statues floating on floating discs that silently move with them. And you see that there's some sort of translucent field around the statue, covering it like a snow globe almost. And inside the semi-spherical cover is a frosty mist that you assume keeps the statue cold when they transfer it to wherever they're going. And that'll help it maintain shape and form and all that. And it looks really nice. A nearby man wearing a vibrant cloak that just won't stop billowing. Like it's just constantly like just always billowing. Admires the latest statue to join you on the lift and comments on it. So good chap, that is a very nice statue. And the other one, and they both kind of sound alike, They're just old white guys, and they're just like, oh yes, it's a Tranxy original. I had it made. And the billowy cloak guy commends their choice of artists, and you can't help but notice that his statue that he has beside him is really similar, like almost the same exact one. It's at this point that a less affluent halfling family wheels their very unique and well-crafted ice statue atop a mechanical pallet with wheels, so not like on the floating disc. And the older halfling, and what you assume is his son, they're giving the mechanical lift a little push. They're helping it along. It's chugging along though. Their statue does not have the translucent field, and you can see that it's already starting to melt a little bit as the morning sun begins to rise on Sharn. And the younger halfling, he's like blowing on it, as if that'll keep it cool. He's just off to the side, like. So, with that, everybody's on the lift. The lift master says, "All right, watch the sides. Here we go." And he goes ahead and pulls a lever, and the lift begins to move. Do you want to do anything, or?
Is this like a Final Fantasy style open lift, or are there presumably some sort of guardrails or things in place?
Yeah, there are guardrails. And even though you're in the lower and you're going down, like if you look over the side, you could see that it's a significant drop.
For sure. Okay. I was just going to potentially have a little fun with one of the ice statues. No, I don't want to do anything other than perhaps just walk over to the railing and look out over the city as we go up.
Okay. All right.
Or I want to make my way to the halfling and ask him about that ice statue.
No, you don't.
Although I did have a question. I don't know how this works.
What's that?
Would Ray of Frost be able to help with that statue not dripping? It says it deals damage, so that's my concern.
Give me an Arcana check.
An Arcana check? Have we rolled dice yet? Do I know how to do that? I'm pretty sure.
5D is extremely easy.
I don't think I know.
This is a neat little map of Sharn. So on your character sheet, you will see your skills.
Oh, I found it. I rolled a 2.
All right. You're not entirely sure. You're not entirely sure if Ray of Frost will help keep you cool, or if it will actually do damage and possibly break the statue. you have an inkling that it might do one, but you also have the same inkling that it might do the other.
I understand. With that, after getting my view of the city, I would like to walk over to the halfling and inquire where they purchased their statue at.
Oh, it's not purchased. It's handmade. Right here in my house.
Oh, you made this.
Oh yes, absolutely. And you see that the two older gentlemen that just kind of like glance at the statue, and then glance away without even really commenting on it or anything. They just kind of, you could tell that that because it wasn't purchased with money, that to them it has no value.
Sure.
But the halfling man, he's very proud of it, and the son is, if not more proud, just as proud. And he's like, yeah, we did it, just me and Pa.
It's beautiful. You did a great job.
And the statue itself is of a halfling woman.
Is this your mom?
Oh no, it's me grandma. And so the man says, yes, it's my mother. It's me, ma. Lost her in the crystal fall.
And I know what the crystal fall is.
Well, give me a history check to see.
Surely that's also things I'm not good at.
Yeah, you have no idea what the crystal fall is.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
And so he says, yeah, it happened years ago, and I still miss her, and that's why we do it. That's why we do this. To remember specifically the ones that we love. And you can see that the older two gentlemen, they don't really have, they have very generic looking. I mean, it's really nice statues, but it's more generic looking. You can tell it's not nearly as personal as this one's.
They've kind of lost sight of the original meanings of whatever this tradition was.
Yes, absolutely. For them, it's more of a status thing. Like, hey, I went and did it.
Gotcha. What are these statues for? I'm not from around these parts. I'm not familiar with your customs.
And he says, oh, well, today is 9 Olaroon, and it's we commemorate the tragedy of the Crystal Fall, where somebody bombed the Crystal Tower in the upper, and it fell all the way to the lower, destroyed an entire section of the city, which is now called the Fallen. Some people say it's haunted, but I don't really buy into it. But yeah, so that's when I lost my mum, and so our tradition is to create these statues, take them down to the cliffside, near the docks, not at the docks, but near them, and we dump the statues in the river.
I'm actually headed to the docks myself. Can I help you at all with your statue?
And he says, well, it seems to be getting lighter by the minute, and he kind of wipes a bunch of like water that's perspirating from his statue. And he says, but I mean, you're more than welcome to help.
I'd like to be as careful as I can in helping them wield this contraption if it's along the same path I'm already headed.
Yeah. I mean, it's not far from where the lift will end up. And as the lift comes to a stop, and everybody kind of does that little, they bounce up and down a little bit. The two older gentlemen, they go ahead and gently guide their floating discs towards the area. And there's a couple of other people there with their own statues. And again, everybody of all walks of life is out there. Lots of different races. And so you want to help these two get their statue over there.
Yeah, I'll help them, and if no, they weren't that rude. Yeah, I'm just gonna help them.
All right.
Sorry.
So you
I was considering sending a gust at the flying ones to kind of push them out of their path, but I'm not going to do that.
That'd be mean.
I know.
So
They're snooty. I don't like snooty people.
Yeah, so you help them push it over there. It's not, it's almost a ceremonial thing because the son is pushing as hard as he can. He's just leaned fully into it like he's training for football, and the dad is just kind of one-handed, leaving you room to put a hand on there and push it from higher up on the statue, and the every now and then he has to kick the wheels on the mechanical thing to get it unstuck, and eventually you get it over to the sides, over to the cliffside, the portion of the cliffside that they're doing this at, and he says, thank you for your help. Can I get your name?
Rhinarian.
Rhinarian. All right. Well, good luck to you. You sailing off?
Yes, sir. This morning.
Well, fair winds and following seas, friend. And he kind of waves you off. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Off I go.
All right. As soon as you turn around, you notice a red dragonborn, and he's carrying these two woven sacks, full of what is going to be food. And this is your cook. This is your chef on board the Stormhound. It's Torin.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Good morning, Captain."
Good morning, Torin.
You can't help but envy a little bit that his scaly face isn't mushy like yours, and therefore doesn't show how tired he is. Anything you could tell me about why we're leaving early?
Same orders as always. Orders come down from above, and we got to follow where the money's at.
Well, I was getting somewhere with that minx of Dragonus I told you about last time.
Well, I'm sorry to cut the festivities short, but we'll be back in port here, I'm sure, within the next fortnight or two.
Sure hope so. A shadow falls over the two of you as an elemental airship passes overhead. The vessel's surrounded by a ring of fire. You can almost feel the heat. Blazes brightly as it accelerates and sails away into the city.
Let me take one of those bags for you, Torin.
Oh, all right, Captain. Well, and he hands you one of the bags. Well, whatever we're doing, I've got us stocked up. Gonna try out that new recipe, but not tonight. And as you walk, and you find the gangway. The gangway is the plank that goes from the ship to the dock.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk up to the gangway, and Torin nods at the Warforged who's standing on it. And he says, "Tonight," turns around and looks at you and grabs the other bag from you. "Tonight's is ship's favorite. Put the men in a good mood while you explain to them why we had to leave early and what they're going to get out of it. Details thus far have been scarce, and old lady Scuttlebutt, she's an unrighteous bitch. Cheers, yeah?" He turns around and heads below decks without giving you really time to respond, but the Warforged turns to you and says, "Captain, the ship is ready to sail on your order. The ranger hired by Professor Tumblepots is on board, but I do believe we're waiting on a few more passengers."
We'll wait a little bit longer. Can't leave without our prize money.
All right, and this is where we'll switch scenes here to Odin and Xander. So Odin will be on autopilot, obviously. You guys are also making your way down to the docks. You weren't staying in the lower, you were staying in the middle. And so it's a little bit longer of a trek. weaving through the melting pot of races and nationalities that is Sharn. You take the bridges and lifts necessary to get down to the cliffside docks. On the way there, you see things like a lamplighter using a long hook to close the shutter on a nearby streetlight, which conceals the globe of cold fire within the ever-bright lantern that was casting light across the street at nighttime. Since the sun's coming up, they don't need it anymore, so they have lamplighters in Sharn. On the last lift that you guys get on, a human woman with gleaming hair gets on the lift as well, followed by an oversized floating trunk. And any last things that you want to do before you get out of Sharn?
Not really. You have the mission.
All right. As you arrive at the Stormhound, you're greeted by a Warforged, and he asks you. He kind of holds his hand up, and he says, "Your names, please."
A small nod. My name is Xander Dalen. This is Odin. I believe we have passage on this ship.
Ah, yes. You are right on time, sirs. I'll ask that you stand there for a moment while the captain activates the ship. And Rhinarian's on board, and he, as is normal, you activate the elemental ring. Water shoots up from both sides of the ships, getting you guys a little wet, and forms a semicircle over the top of the vessel. Blue streaks of magical energy pulse along the hull of the ship and through the ring, faster and faster, until you can't discern the frequency anymore. It just looks like the ship is humming with these magical blue veins. The Warforged stands dutifully on the gangway as you watch this occur, and then once it's completed, he says, "Welcome aboard the Stormhound, gentlemen. I am Cookie, the first mate. We have a room prepared for you, with a little space for your things. The captain requests that you do not brandish your weapons while on board."
Just kind of nod. Unless there's a problem, no problem. But I will defend myself.
"You will have no need." And he stands aside.
Give him a nod and head onto the ship.
All right. As you get on the ship, it seems, Cookie stands there for a moment longer, and you see, there's at least 10 to 12 sailors that you can spot on the main deck of the ship, and they're running around. They're getting things ready. They're preparing for things, and finally, somebody comes by and says, "Oi, Cookie. We ready to raise up the gangway?" And he says, "Not yet. We are waiting on." Oh, here he is. And there is a dwarven man wearing a yellow plaid suit and a bowler hat. He's got some luggage with him. Looks like a lot of books, and it's being rolled on a little cart. And he's like, he apologizes for being late, and he gets on board after having a brief chat with Cookie, and that's when you notice he's also being followed by this little badger. Well, not a little badger, little compared to you, but big for a badger. He's a little fat little badger, and he immediately just heads below decks. And you hear Cookie start to give out these orders, and as he commands the crew members of the Stormhound, you notice that he maintains the same tone and pattern to his voice. It's just somehow louder. Normally a person would be like, "Hey, we gotta do this." He just continues with his normal voice, and it's just louder. And so he says, "Make fast the bowlines." The crew achieves this by double tapping the lines connecting the Stormhound to the dock, and the lines actually unknot themselves, pull in, and then rewind up on the deck of the Stormhound, and then he says, "Make fast the stern and port lines," and same thing on the left, on uh, the rear of the ship. Yeah. and so the ship lurches free of the docks. Now it's free floating, and everyone all around just feels, suddenly the floor starts shifting at odd angles. Everyone who doesn't have their sea legs starts like moving with it a little bit. Rhaenarian, you are just used to this every day. So the men stow away those lines and go about their business. And Cookie goes up to you, Captain, and says, "Captain, all the passengers are on board. Perhaps you should meet with them."
Excellent idea, Cookie. Where are they located?
I've instructed them all to set down their things and meet us in the galley.
To the galley.
Or the ship's mess, actually. Sorry. Let me move you guys over
Get
to
it right, Cookie.
the Stormhound.
Ah.
So I assume you all go to the galley, or the ship's mess?
Yes.
Sure. All right. So let me drop you all in there. Odin. Here's Fern. Sander. And the captain.
Hey, look, that's me.
And where's Cookie? Cookie's gonna be there too. And you still have control of Odin, right?
Yeah, I just moved him, so yeah.
All right. Almost annoyingly so, Cookie likes to report things to you even when they're quite obvious. And so you see everyone here, except for the portly dwarven man. And Cookie says, "We are missing just one of our cargo, Captain, but he may be feeling a little seasick. Should we continue?"
Yeah, let's continue. Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard the Stormhound. I understand that each of you have a couple different locations and destinations that we're headed to. I'm just going to ask that you be patient with us while we make post haste. Any questions I can answer for anybody?
What route will be taken? We're going out
The
to sea
fastest.
or fastest? That'll
Which I
work.
believe I wrote down if I could find my notes.
Cut across the ocean, yeah.
Yep.
Just kind of nod.
Yep. We were instructed to take the fastest route. That's the way that we're going to get paid, and the fastest route it'll be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And while you guys discuss things, I'm going to go ahead and give Fern the tour here. Fern, this is the galley in the ship's mess. There's a little bit of storage here as it's labeled. Now you'll see this red box here. The red box around this area.
Yes.
Okay. So that red box, if you were to step out of the doors here, it automatically teleports you to here, because this is the deck of the ship that we're going to use, not this one. And that way we don't have multiple people on the same deck on different levels of the ship. So anywhere where you see a down arrow like this, like that just means, oh, you're going to use this hatch to go down. So if you drop yourself there, you end up over here.
Okay.
And then you can go back up as well. And I'll call it out if anybody is somewhere where they're not supposed to be. Generally, over here, only the green areas are places where you should be. On this section, this layer of the ship, everywhere is good. Here, the red box is where you shouldn't be, and the other two are just fine. Everywhere is fine. All right, and all right.
Okay, I'm going to invite the captain to set and hand him some of my cheap brandy out of my flask.
Oh, that's okay. We have our own supply. Would you like a drink? You are staying aboard the ship.
It's already paid for, yeah. So, I assume this is a faster ship than a normal sail ship?
Yeah, I believe Cookie let me know that you were on the gangplank whenever I started everything up. Did you not see it?
Just kind of nod. I seen it. Didn't see how fast.
Well, last time I checked, we hadn't left yet, so you won't see how fast just yet. But I guarantee you it is plenty fast. We will catch up to your prey.
So you know about our quarry. What have we been told?
Nothing more than where you need to head, which I believe is all I am supposed to know. However, I will offer to you, if there is any assistance that I or my crew can offer you in your hunt, please do let us know.
I will warn you now, our prey is on the Balenor's Pride. It left a day ago or so.
Yes, I believe that we passed it on our way in.
Nah.
So you guys know that it left on 6 Ulleran, so 3 days ago.
It's going to the same place. To my knowledge, the captain likes to play it safe and stays near land. Can we get there before them?
We are going to try. If not, we should hopefully be able to be there when they are. I don't know. Would I know how fast my ship is, I assume? Could my ship catch up?
Under normal conditions, your ship is going to be faster, roughly twice as fast. And so by your calculations, you've already kind of gone over the numbers with Lila. She's your quartermaster. You believe you can actually beat them there.
I have no idea if they know of us. So if we meet them at sea, I don't promise a smooth sailing. So I hope we can beat them there to port and it won't be your problem.
Then we will try to do so. Hopefully we aren't taking the same path.
Just kind of shrug. I just want to let you know.
I appreciate the heads up.
Hold the flask.
And your name, I'm sorry.
Xander.
I missed that. Xander Rhinarian, nice to meet you.
Yeah. I hold the flask up and take a shot. To a swift voyage.
A swift voyage.
And look over
and I believe we have another group of passengers here.
I hold my flask out the ranger, wherever she is. What are you, elf, human? What do you look like?
Yeah, go ahead and give us an introduction, Fern. I'm going to turn on this lamp over here while you're doing that. I can hear you.
I don't know. I was just hired by this dude to help him get to this location.
What do you look
What's
like?
What's your character look like?
Actually, I don't think we ever give descriptions of our characters yet.
No, I don't believe any of us have we?
So congratulations,
other than like
Nelly.
In the chat.
Congratulations, Nelly. You're up first.
Oh.
All right.
Human.
Human?
Mm-hmm.
Male? Female?
Female.
Hair color? What do you got for us?
She's more darker in coloring, so she has like black hair and her skin is darker.
Okay.
She has blue eyes.
Okay. Xander, middle-aged, about 20, actually about 26, 27. That's middle age for an adventurer, right? They don't live that long.
Beware the
Depends
old
on how
man in
good
the
you
young
are,
man's
right?
war.
Yeah. Really, really scarred up. Obviously seen some battles. Crooked nose, like scars all over his face and arms. Pretty heavily armored. Dark hair, green eyes.
Are you a human as well?
Human as well.
All right, that's Xander. Add some scars.
There's scars in there. You just can't see them from the resolution.
No.
All right.
Well, Rhinarian is a slightly older half elf, slimmer figure. Definitely has seen his days on the ship though. Skin is kind of leathery and rough, even for a half elf. Definitely lots of exposure to the sea. 5'9", grayish, pepperish hair.
All right. And then there's Odin. He could be mostly described by his glorious stash and wavy locks. And
They are beautiful.
yeah, since Odin's not here yet, we will we'll let him give a better description if he arrives.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
If when.
forgot to mention, Xander's right arm is warforged.
Oh, that's just a minor detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that won't ever come up later.
Yeah.
Until fucking
So you guys-
magic field fucking my arm drops.
You guys know that war injuries happen a lot, and these prosthetic arms are magically made to basically fully replace the arm with its functionality and everything.
It's I'm getting like real Full Metal vibes here.
Yeah,
Edward.
From the shoulder down. Hey, I was me first, damn it. I was me first. But yeah, so the scars, the prosthetic arm, he's seen a lot of battle. He was in the war. Easy to kind of figure that out. Anyway, I turn to Fern. Fern?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Offer my sheep brandy to you. Or you can have the captain's, and his is better.
Sure. I'll take the cheap stuff. It'll be fine.
Hand her my flask. Care to join us? And you actually take a drink of water. That's not cool. Get some bags of booze.
I have to work in the morning. No.
So do I. Nice. This guy nodded.
Oh, would you like to come over and join us? We've got a few days before we make port.
Yeah, Captain, you know that it's going to be at least 6 days to get.
We have at least 6 days till we make port, everybody.
Yeah, at fastest, it'll be 6 days. 5.5 if you're really booking it, but you gotta really turn up the gears and have a lot of things work in your favor. The wind, the waves.
Kind of hoping when I mentioned if we see it at the sea, there could be trouble. I kind of hope that would kick his ass into gear. No offense, that's kind of planned. That's the reason I said that. As fast as possible.
All right. Any other? What do you guys want to do on the ship as it gets underway? Obviously, Captain, you have your responsibilities.
Yeah, I was gonna say after I have my drink, I'm just gonna be right off back, doing what I need to do.
Actually, I want to ask the captain if he knows Captain Fluff.
I don't believe I know Captain Fluff.
Sorry,
Would I have
Sir
any
Floof.
reason to know?
Sir Floof. I'm sorry, Sir Floof.
Yeah, Sir Floof.
Oh, Sir Floof. Would I have a reason to know Sir Floof?
The captain of the Baelnor's Pride.
You know of him. You know of him, and you've probably met before, but only very briefly. Maybe seen him at the docks or something like that. But you never had any dealings with him.
Okay. Yeah. No, I know of him. I don't know probably any more than you do.
Just kind of nod.
Feel free to ask my crew if they know of anything. You know how crew talk.
I plan to spend most of my time here in the mess hall drinking with them.
All right. Fern, what will you do while on board?
Back and observe.
All right. So I have laid out some rooms for you guys. Odin and Xander, you're below decks, below. There's 2 beds here, one for you, one for Odin. Fern, you have been given these quarters,
Okay.
and Dalen has his room, and of course, Captain, you've got the captain's quarters. So, after about 10 hours of travel, you reach about the same spot that you saw the Balenor's Pride, Captain Rye.
That is a big mouth, like a big delta. Did we come up the river? I'm trying to remember the map.
Yep, let's actually go to the map. And it'll require some zooming in here.
Because we were just in Sharn, and didn't we pass like Hirish?
Yeah. So,
damn, that's a big world.
yeah.
Okay.
Jesus, so it was right in the mouth, or right at the bottom of the hilt that you saw it, and you're just now starting to leave the hilt, and night has fallen, and the 12 moons of Eberron are in their various stages of waxing and waning. You see all their different colors of blue, purple. One half moon is yellow. Then you see some of them look a little bit more ominous, like Aerith's reddish orange, or the one that they call the Eye, which is the moon Larvion. It looks kind of like the Eye of Sauron, but with completely white moon, black scar in the middle. And this time of year, the scar is actually facing you, so it actually does look like an eye looking down at you from space. The month's namesake, Olaroon, is the biggest moon you can see at the moment, which is why the month is named after it. But it is definitely outshined by the pearly white moon Zarentir, shining brightest and creating a glittery effect on the mostly calm ocean. Would you say that any of you are just out on the deck?
I'll be up on deck.
Mostly depends. If the mess hall is empty, I'll go up on deck if just to be around the sailors because they like to gossip and I like information.
Okay.
If there are people in the mess hall, no, I'll be down in the mess hall.
All right. And Odin, Odin being a Marine, he would also get along very well with the sailors. There's some inside jokes that even though they've never met, he already has inside jokes with the sailors that he knows about that, you're kind of clued into, Xander. And so Fern, you are go ahead and put yourself out on the main deck. You could take either this hatch or these doors.
Nope. That's not the right deck, is it?
Nope. So you can use this one to go up, and then you can go out of these doors. There you go. And of course, along with those moons, you also see that there's a dull yellow ring that surrounds the planet. It's called the Ring of Sybaris. Think like the rings of Saturn, but a little bit less tight and very, a smattering of yellow all around the planet. And we're gonna make some. Let's see. So Fern and Xander and Rhinarian, go ahead and make me a perception check. And if you could, Xander, go ahead and give me one for Odin as well.
Understood. Get the character sheets pulled up. Still loading.
Set as cookie.
Still waiting for them to load. I'm sorry, I didn't have my character sheet pulled up like I usually do.
Session. I've got to go through the officers here. Oh, well, yeah. And Torin wouldn't be above deck. He's still cooking.
There we go. My character sheet's finally up.
All right. Fern, you are looking out at the waves, looking at the glittering waves as they go by, and you're kind of just, looking off into the ocean. You don't see much. Rhinarian and Xander. Xander, you notice something in the water as you guys round the bend here. And Lila actually points it out to you, Captain Rhinarian. And Odin immediately sees it as well. So, let's see. It is... Lila points it out to you, Captain, and you immediately know what it is. It's red. It's underwater, but it's glowing red a little bit. It's not quite tall enough to damage the ship, but it should definitely be avoided nonetheless. Like, you could float right over it and you'd be fine, but Odin sees that a static red shape is seen. The moonlight refracting to the water catches just perfectly to reveal a demon glass spire underneath the water. And let me go to Captain Rhinarian and actually I'll just show to all players. So Rhinarian, you're the only one who really knows this. And what's important about this is that demon glass spires don't usually appear this far or this close to Sharn, this close to the hilt of the dagger. And so this is rather concerning to see a demon glass spire this far north. Usually you have to travel like a couple of days south to even, really get into demon glass spires. So this is a little alarming. And Dagrid Shelgrant, he comes to you. Where even are you? Oh, you're still below decks. Get above decks, Captain. Dagrid says, "Oi, Captain. Perhaps we should, radio it back to Shan to let them know we don't have time to take care of this, but they'll definitely want to know."
I agree. I definitely know who would handle the radio thing on my ship and what that would be. Have them do it.
Yeah. So you know that Dagrid Shelgrunt is actually his last name is Decidus, and so he handles the
so
he handles the speaking stone that's in the helm, the little room with the helm.
Okay.
And so he says, "Oh, all right, Captain. I'll get right on it." And he goes in there. And
we're not on course to hit the steaming glass.
Oh no.
Okay.
Cookie's already gone over and damn, where's Cookie? Yeah, he's at the helm right now.
Okay.
And he goes ahead and corrects course just a little bit.
I would walk over to Odin. Is that going to be a problem? He's the Marine. Because I assume we don't have. I assume we don't have our weapons on us. We're told not to have them.
No, you were told not to brandish them. Like pull them out
Okay.
and swing them around at people. But you can definitely have them on you and sheathed. You know, or cradled in the case of his. Doesn't he have like a great axe or something?
He has a battle axe.
So yeah, you guys would just have them sheathed or cradled, whatever. Nobody's really gonna bother you like that.
Okay.
And
but yeah,
it is
I asked him, is that gonna be a problem?
he tells you only if there's anything living in it.
You just kind of quirk an eyebrow. Great. I just kind of lean against it. I'm on this area right here, nonchalantly.
Yep, and it's around this time that some enemies appear. And you see two Sahuagin jump on board, as well as a sea spawn, which is just kind of a weird looking fish monster that you know, you don't know a whole lot about it, but you know, there's Captain, you know that there's rumors that they are sailors lost at sea, that the Sahuagin transform into something like them. And that it brings with it the madness. And so, of course, immediately the sailors, you know, this sailor runs below decks. This sailor also runs below decks. Lila goes in to tell Cookie about it. And I want you guys to roll our first initiative.
Make sure you click on your token before you roll.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Don't be a doc.
What's up with the point whatevers?
Dex. Basically,
Yeah.
both of the same mover has a higher dex. We'll go first, and that's what that does for us.
Gotcha. I was wondering.
Yeah.
All right. So let me.
So wait, you have high HP? Why are you all the way back here?
Because I can't brandish my weapon.
So the Sahuagin jump on board, and they're both just kind of, you know, snarling and growling, and they're dripping wet, and you know they're speaking in a language that you don't know. And Captain, it's your ship, so you had kind of a sixth sense for this thing, and you rolled well. So.
Kitty.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead and take the first combat action.
Wait, how do I roll for the turn order?
Oh, you know what?
Did you not roll you did not.
No, I did not. How do I do
Click
that?
your token.
Click the token? Right click or left click?
Left click.
Okay.
So, do you have your character sheet open?
Yes. I'd click initiative, don't I?
Yep,
To
you
roll
got
it.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah, cool.
So let me go ahead and sort by descending again. And all right.
Yep.
I would like to, at this guy, fire off a ray of frost. And so...
Which one? Call out the... so we got Sahuagin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I clicked on him 1 second. This one here?
Yep. So Sahuagin number 2.
Yep. I apologize. I had one thing not open yet.
FYI, if you double click the top of your character sheet, it'll minimize it. It's quicker to open if you do that.
Oh, I'm alt tabbing around here.
Oh, that works too. You can. My problem is, if I have a 4K monitor, when I'm gonna pop it out, it doesn't fit the screen correctly, so it's a nightmare to have.
Oh yeah, I've got everything like resized and everything. But so yeah, so I've got my staff in my left hand, and I point the tip towards the guy, and out of it springs that little light of bluish energy. And I did not roll it. I'm so sorry. I thought I did. There we go.
All right.
Big suitcases I have.
Guess I should have their character sheets up too. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
I don't know why that didn't roll damage.
So if you click on the
Oh.
word Ray of Frost
Uh-huh.
on that first roll, it'll go ahead and roll damage. There you go.
Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the captain, he's been using this as like half of a walking stick this whole time, but now he takes it in both hands, and a little bit of magical energy swirls around it, and he jabs it forward, and out comes that ray of frost, hits the Sahuagin right in the chest, and you see it like freeze those chest scales a little bit, and it starts to spread across, and definitely does some damage.
And after doing so, I'm going to come back here because I don't have HP. And I am a smart captain.
It's okay.
All
I'm
right.
a smart ass.
So let's see, he's got 30 feet. He's going to go ahead and these guys are just brutal. So he's going to start chasing after you. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to run right up to you, and he's got this weird looking, it's a coral made spear in his hand. And he's gonna run up and attack you with that spear. And that is going to miss.
Mhm.
And he's gonna follow that up with a bite. And I believe that also misses, correct?
Yep. AC is 12.
Yeah, so he comes up, tries to stab you with the spear. You go ahead and deflect it with your staff, and he comes in for the bite. You just kind of ram the staff into his face, and kind of stumbles him just a little bit. The second Sahuagin is going to run straight for Fern, and he's also going to try to jab you with that spear.
Oh no, I left Fern all alone up there.
Thanks, Captain.
You're not the paying party of the two of you.
Hell.
Fern, you take 3 piercing damage. If you click on your token, you see the red, green, and blue orbs that'll pop up above it.
Oh, yes.
All right, so that green one is your hit points. So if you click on that green orb, and you'll see the number 11 there. If you just type -3 and then hit enter, it'll auto deduct 3 hit points.
That's the load.
Loving that new internet, huh?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, what's a good snack for a nautical adventure? Swedish fish.
You need the variety pack of sharks and octopus.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
And so he runs up, and he's going to go ahead and jab you with that spear, and he hits you. You kind of turn. Well, where are you going?
Sorry, that was the only way it would pop up.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Try right-clicking it next time. That's what I had to do to get it to pop up.
And you turn to kind of block it. Try to maybe make yourself a little less of a target, but he gets you right in the hip and does that 3 piercing damage. And then since you're turned, he's going to go ahead and take advantage of that and come across with the claws. Luckily, you do you have your bow out or?
I don't have anything, but since he's so close, I'll probably draw a sword.
Okay, yeah, that'll be the first thing you do on your turn. So he goes ahead and tries to come with the claws, and you just stiff arm block his hand. And now it's Odin's turn.
Odin's going to actually step over here. So 5, 10, 15. And actually go to grapple. He pulls out his shield in one hand and just tries to go a headlock and grapple this one, the guy right here.
All right.
Athletics versus a.
I want to say it's
athletics or
acrobatics.
Acrobatics, correct.
All right. So we're gonna go with a straight athletics check, and he wins. Odin wins.
And he's actually going to pull the guy 5 foot back off of. Yeah.
Now, Rhinarian, if you wanted to make a attack of opportunity with your quarterstaff.
Yeah, I would.
And you do it with advantage because he's flanked.
I don't know if I've got that on here. Yeah, I don't have the quarterstaff added at this second.
All right, just roll me a d8. Or a quarterstaff. Is that d6 or d8?
D8 for 3.5. No clue for 5e.
Hang on, I can get it really quick.
All right, and your strength is -1, so we'll take
It's a
1 away
D6.
from that. Oh, it's a d6? All right,
Yeah.
roll me a d6. All right, so he goes ahead and takes 2 damage from you as you crack him across the face. But he's being dragged away, so it kind of catches him. You know, he kind of moves with the staff, and not so much damage. Anything else Odin's gonna do?
That is it. And just hold him there. So he has his shield in
All
one
right.
hand and that guy in the other.
Vern.
Did that show the hits when I did that?
It
Or
did
no?
not. It did
Okay.
not. So if you click in that green thing and you do the -3 and then you hit enter, it'll go ahead and apply it. There you go.
There it goes. How close is this guy?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's within 5 feet of you. Each one of these
Okay.
squares is 5 feet.
Okay. Then I'm going to take out my sword and hammer
All right.
and strike with the sword.
All right. Go ahead and give me that attack. All right, that's a hit. Go ahead and click on the word short sword and it'll roll damage for you. Nice.
Bam!
All right. So, having been stabbed in the hip, you go ahead and grab that spear, pull him close to you as you're drawing your sword, and just cut across his chest. And with the other hand, you go ahead and grab that light hammer. And are you gonna attack with that one as a bonus action?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and do so. That is a hit.
Hmm.
All right, and then you come up with the light hammer and just barely catch him. You know, it definitely chips a scale.
Hmm. He's
Xander.
got a chip on his shoulder now.
Well, Fern, would you like to do any movement or anything else?
Can I hop up on this stack of crates here?
Yeah. You're still within
Okay.
5 feet of him, so it wouldn't take a attack of opportunity.
Okay.
All right, Xander.
So, Captain, I'm gonna punch the guy, or
The fuck kind of question is that? Kill him. You can brandish your weapon against whatever the fuck these are, just not against my crew.
I was told I'd have no need to brandish my weapon.
Okay, then fine. Fucking sit back. Dumbass.
I push off the wall. Go ahead and bring out my weapon. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and attack him from here. I got a 10-foot reach, or actually want me to move forward for it.
If you have a 10-foot reach, you can hit him.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, that is a hit. Nice. So the glaive, you go ahead and he's not even looking at you. He's still trying to fight Odin. Slap him with his little fish hands to get him get out of that grapple. And you come across the back of him, and you can actually hear his spine sever at the lower back, and his whole body just goes limp, and he falls over.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, about right here. And I move right here. And as a bonus action, attack with the butt end of my glaive. And I do not have a thing for that, so for now, +5. 13 hit. 12 hit, sorry. No, 13, I was right. 13 hit.
Wait, what is it that you get with that?
I have the butt end of my polearm. I got polearm master. As a bonus action, I get attack with the opposite end.
Yep. All right.
13 hit.
So you rush up, and yeah, 13 hits.
D4 +3. I'll have to add that in later. So 5 damage.
All right, 5 damage. And we're going to go ahead and use these. I'm going to use these.
And I look back to Odin. You didn't get any fish gut on you, right? Did the DM freeze, or just in that much? Oh, he's in that much concentration.
Yep. So these are status markers. Can everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So basically, you guys have access to the bloodied and bleeding out status markers. When you're below 50% health, go ahead and mark yourself as bloodied. And when you're at critical health, which I'll let you determine.
How do
go
you
ahead
mark that?
So you have access to the status marker, right?
Be more specific, please.
In the journal, there's a folder called status markers, and then under that there's status.
Yes.
And then you should have bloodied.
And would I
and
double
bleeding
click
out.
it, or how do you activate it?
No, you drag it out like a token.
Okay. Just kind of curious, real quick.
And then you
put it
center it
around
on
you.
your token.
Okay. Cool.
And so bleeding out is one of those things where, like, when you're at critical health and you can decide what that means, you can mark yourself as bleeding out. And so this guy, he took how much damage? Was that 5?
Plus whatever 5 total, then the 8 or so from the 9 from Fern.
Yep. So yeah, you rush up the stairs, and he's focused on Fern, who's up high, and he doesn't even see you come across, and just whack him with the butt end of that polearm.
Yeah. Like a Happy Gilmore, the first one, spin above my head and smack him with the as I go up the stairs.
Yep. And so the sea spawn, it's his turn now. And he is just a terrible looking creature. He is going to rush up to you, Xander. And as he does, it's kind of a weird gait to his walk. He's just and he's going to go ahead and attack you. Does that hit?
Does not.
That's a miss. All right. And he will come across with his other hand is actually a tentacle. And you're able to keep spinning that glaive around, and just continue to deflect these hits as they come in.
I just smile at him.
He smiles back like toothless. You can see most of his teeth have fallen out, and his gills flare up a little bit, and he smiles back at you. Just All right, Rhaenyra, you're up.
I'm just gonna mutter to myself, "Fucking mercenary! Should have brandished my fucking weapon. What a fucking dumbass!" And then I'm gonna point my finger at this guy here and let loose an Eldritch Blast. Wait, do I want to? No, I'm sorry, I misclicked. This guy.
Oh, Sahuagin number 1.
Yes, the one that is currently bleeding out.
All right.
Sorry, I was scrolling while I was clicking.
So there's some boxes. There's some boxes in the way here. If you wanted to get a good shot at them, you'd have to move right here.
Does my spell sniper allow me to ignore 3/4 and half cover? And is that what you mean by that's in the way?
He's currently under full cover. Like you have no visibility to him.
Gotcha. So
Fern's standing on top of some boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. He's only got about a quarter cover.
Okay.
Which you do get to ignore.
Then yes, I would like to move there and then Eldritch Blast. I am still very new to this. I'm going to ask tons of questions.
Oh, it's fine, man. All right. So Captain Rhaenyra puts his staff down like Gandalf and points his hand, and as he does, his dragon mark flares up a little bit. It glows a bright color, and you see is this stream of, it looks like water, but it's definitely not, as it shoots straight for the Sahuagin and just blasts him, and the Sahuagin himself turns into a puddle of water. He drops his weapon. And so he himself just like slowly forms into water, like a greenish scaled water at first, and then everything just kind of melts away. Anything else you'd like to do, Captain?
No, not on this turn.
Alrighty. Soga number 2 is dead. We'll go ahead and get rid of him. Odin.
Odin steps up, brings out his axe.
All right. He is going to get disadvantage due to the fact that he is there's not a lot of room right here in this square, if you can see.
Okay, then probably miss. I think I'm going to roll lower than a 2.
Yeah, so he comes over and swings with that battle axe. Does he also have a shield?
He does.
Okay. I was wondering why his AC was 19, so that explains it.
Then as a
Yeah, so he
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
chops down with the axe, and the sea spawn just, kind of sidesteps it pretty easily. Anything else he's doing?
As a bonus action, he's going to use his shield to shove.
All right. And that is a
Athletics versus athletics or dex again.
get rid of this.
16. Why is it? Oh, there we go. 16.
Let's see. So it'll just be straight strength for him.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he leans back into the shield, and Odin has to actually grab onto the railing to keep from falling off the ship. Fern.
Careful, it's slippery when wet up there.
The stash has failed us.
So I would like to use favored foe, and I'm gonna stash my
So-
sword.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Go ahead and drop favored foe into the chat. If you mouse over it on your character sheet, you should see a little chat bubble there. Go ahead and click on that. All right. So this is when you hit a creature with an attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to attack first and then call on favored foe.
Okay. I'm gonna stow my sword and my hammer, and I'm gonna use my bow.
All right. So you only get one object interaction per turn. So you can drop your weapons at your feet and then pull out your bow, but you can't stow them in their sheaths and then pull out the bow.
Okay, and I'll do that.
All right. And you're gonna go ahead and make me a bow strike or a bow attack. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, that's gonna hit. So let's go ahead and read favored foe here. First time each your turn that you hit the end, you can increase the damage by 1d4. All right, so go ahead and give me an extra d4 when you roll damage for this.
How do I do that?
Let's see here. I'll build you the global attack or the global damage modifier for it. But so for now, just click on longbow.
Okay.
And give me damage, and then just go over to the side. You see on the left the little dice, and roll me a single d4. All right. Yeah, this guy. You go ahead and you catch him. You see that he's got scales all over most of one side, and the other side is still kind of squishy and partially human. So you aim for that side and get him right center mass on that side of him. So that is 9. And so now he's got an arrow sticking out of him. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, I feel like I have a decent vantage point up on these crates.
Oh yeah, for sure. Xander.
I'm going to go ahead and give Odin a little room. Probably step back. No, probably out of combat. I'll step right there. Any issues with me standing there?
No.
Okay. And I will go ahead and attack.
Yeah, you.
There's a bonus action.
You go ahead and swing twice, and both times this guy, now that he's injured, he seems to almost be heightened in his response time, and he goes ahead and dodges to one side and then ducks over the other one.
Okay.
Anything else?
That is it.
All right. And since he's focused on you, he's going to go ahead and try to. Do. Let's see. Oh, okay, so that's how he works. He's gonna swing at you with both hands, and just as
Odin, as a reaction, he gets a free attack.
When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the
When
turn.
a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you,
and that target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack. All right, yeah, absolutely. So as he's swiping at you, the first one you're able to just like deflect with the deflect with your glaive, and as the second one comes down, Odin goes ahead and chops down with his axe.
Since
and
he has a
give me
little bit
that
more
roll.
room now, still disadvantage?
Yeah, you've given him enough room. I'll say that as part of his attack, he can sidestep a little bit. Yeah, he goes ahead and wow.
We have one hell of a front line.
Yeah, Tank's doing tank shit.
Yeah, he comes down and actually chops off one of the hands. And the sea spawn pulls his hand back and just kind of. And he still gets one more strike though, as he reaches out with the other hand and
Damn, 3.
tries to
Nice.
get you with poison quills. Does that hit you, Xander?
It matches my armor class.
All right. So give me that con saving throw.
Okay.
All right, and there's a way to do this. Put that back. And hold on just a second. Oh, not that one. You know what? Screw it. I'll just move it with you. All right. So you take that 5 poison damage, and you are poisoned.
Okay.
And if you actually click on the, it should I? Oh, if you actually click on the poisoned status in the
Got it right here.
in there, so you have
Poison creature at
disadvantage.
disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah, I figured that would be a good way to give you guys a quick reference on all these statuses.
I like
Since
it.
there's so many.
I like it quite a bit.
All right, Rainarian.
I'm gonna move up here. And because I don't think I can move any further, I'm just gonna throw another Eldritch Blast at that guy. And I missed.
Yeah. You fire this Eldritch Blast as the ship, gets hit by a wave, and you just kind of fall back against the railing a little bit on those stairs, and you have to catch yourself, and the blast just goes flying off in the night sky.
Meant to do that.
And you actually completely fall down the stairs, and you are currently prone here.
Ooh.
And
And
so
we've
in
all
5th
seen
edition.
I took out the other 2. I don't give a shit.
You did?
In 5th.
I mean, I did enough damage. It's fine. I took out the other.
In 5th edition, prone just means that people get advantage on melee attacks against you, and you have to use half your movement speed to get up.
Okay.
And getting up does provoke attacks of opportunity. That's going to end your turn. Odin.
Odin is going to attack with his battle axe.
Yeah, go ahead and move him that left one,
Okay.
since he sidestepped. That is going to hit. All right. So he already chopped off an arm, and now he goes for the other arm, and he actually cleaves deep into the shoulder, just so deep into the shoulder. But the sea spawn actually grabs the battle axe and shoves it out of his shoulder, and you see this like greenish blood go just dunking all over the place.
Okay.
You know, just shooting out all over the place. But he's not down yet.
Bonus action shield bash. Yeah, I doubt it.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna say he makes it with disadvantage because he is so damn hurt. Does not matter.
Yeah.
He is. He leans into that shield and completely takes that shield blow. All right, Fern.
I think she said she had to go take care of that chicken thing. She had it around 8ish.
Oh, all right. Well, I'd really hate for her to. Fern is going to say, "Go team."
I got a longbow it? Okay.
Xander.
Hey, don't flub your rolls this time.
Yeah, you have disadvantage, by the way.
Nobody else has done that yet.
So here's a little secret. If you don't want to flub you roll, don't make a roll. Lay on hands, remove poison. I removed the poison.
Oh.
Trying to get it. You dragged it out, so I don't think I can actually click on it.
There we go. All right. So Xander's going to remove his poison.
I just touched myself.
Fern, since you're back, you were taking your time loading that arrow. You want to go ahead and fire it?
Yes, I do.
That just hits.
Roll for damage.
Yep, go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay.
So, there's a question I'm going to ask you, Fern.
Uh-huh.
How do you want to do this?
Where do you shoot?
Oh, is that a killing blow?
Yep.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Yeah. I shoot him in the head.
All right. So Fern took a little bit of extra time loading up this arrow, and she goes ahead and pulls it back, gets the full tension on that bowstring, and as she releases it, the arrow goes straight into one of his eyes, and all you can see hanging out of that eye is just like the backs of some feathers. And he kind of stumbles for a second and falls dead overboard. All right. The team has completed their first combat. Yay! Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, and we'll go ahead and remove all turns. Get rid of this. And right as that's going on, Lila has been watching this whole thing from over here by these stairs, and she kind of comes down the stairs and she's, "Are they all gone?"
Yep, we took care of it.
Yay, Captain!
Yay!
And she just kind of, she looks kind of tired, and she's like, "Yay, Captain! Yay!" And and some of the sailors come out. They give you the forearm handshake, where everybody clasps each other's forearms, and good job, Captain, good job, and they just kind of nod at the rest of you, good job, and Dagrid comes on out and says, uh, "Oi, Captain, I've gone ahead and radioed back to Shan. They'll take care of the Demon Glass Spire. They know how to do these things. They drop the bombs in the water, and it explodes, and down goes the Demon Glass to the depths, Captain, to the depths." And he's just so happy that the whole thing is over. And any RP fallout you guys want to take care of?
I want to walk over and give the captain a hand to stand back up.
Ooh. Yeah. We'll say you did that before. Before all the sailors came around congratulating him.
And hand him my flask.
I'll take a swig.
Pat him on the back.
And Fern, the danger's over.
You can get down
this
now.
This is your first time. It's actually your first time, Fern, fighting on a ship. You fought in many places, and you've been on a ship before, but you've never fought on a ship.
And she mastered all those shots while on the ship. That's impressive.
Yeah. Getting that height advantage was good for sure. And then all of you hear the booming voice that still sounds calm for some reason of Cookie, and he says, "All hands. Dinner is served in the mess."
Sounds good.
And
just kind of head on down.
I'm gonna stow my bow, pick up my sword and my hammer, and go get some chum.
all right.
I'm gonna ask Lila to make sure there's somebody on deck on watch before I head down.
And she has a little pipe that she pulls out, and she says, "Yeah, Captain, I've got it. I was just down in there, and I already tasted some of the cooking. It's the ship's favorite."
That's
And
what
so
I've heard.
she's gonna stand at this ballista here and keep watch. And so we'll go ahead and move Odin down. And Captain, you gonna join him?
Yep, I'll join them.
Not that one. To mess.
I'm just gonna drag myself over there.
Yeah, that's fine. The teleporting is cool and all, but and I think in combat I'll enforce it, but
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right, so you got a whole mess full of folks, and you see Torin, the Red Dragonborn. He comes out, and he's bringing all these big pots of food, and it's this stew that he makes. It's easy to make, but he flavors it just perfectly, and he goes ahead and sets it down. It's kind of a family style eating situation that you guys do aboard ship. And Torin does go ahead and fill one bowl, kind of almost looks like a giant, just a very wide coffee mug. It's got a handle and everything. And he says, "Oi, Captain, don't go starting without me. I'm gonna go take this to our other guest, who is yet to come out of his room."
Sure thing, Doran. We'll wait for you.
And so Doran goes off, and while he's gone, the sailors are all laughing and joking and stuff, and they're pretty happy with the situation overall. And of course some of them are slapping Odin on the back. Yeah, that's what a Marine does. Yeah. And and they congratulate you too, Xander. They're like, oh, good job, mate. Cheers, yeah.
Yes, and this last is almost empty, so I gotta look around and see what we can fill it with.
And then one of them says he actually gets up and stands on the table while other people are dipping their bowls, and he says, I was there, I saw it. She stood up on the boxes, she pulled the bowstring back, and it went clear through his head. There's a hole the size of a barnacle in that thing's head. I wish we'd have caught him before he fell overboard. It's so amazing. And everybody kind of, he says, 3 cheers for her. And everyone goes, yay, oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi. There you go.
And then he gets off the table and dips his own bowl. And Torin comes back down. And he says, you'll enjoy the meal now. And all the sailors are like, oi, Torin, yay. And then Torin says, good. That means you'll be having something in your mouths other than words while the captain's speaking.
Back down, stare at the captain. Beach?
He says, go ahead, Captain. Tell us all what we're doing here.
Yeah. Well, there's not much that I can tell you other than we were hired to take these 2 groups, and I gestured to both Xander and Odin, and then to Fern and off in the distance wherever our little, was he a gnome is hiding? Dwarf. Sorry, forgot. But we're taking these 2 groups. We were hired to do it as fast as possible, and they know how our crew is. There's, of course, going to be extra pay in it for all of you, since we were not able to stay. The usual rate of extra pay when this happens.
And a couple of the sailors at the mention of extra pay, they go from half giving you the stink eye to to having smiles on their faces about it.
So
and there's extra pay.
Extra pay.
Extra drinks. And they're all, oi! And Torrance says, well, Captain, that all sounds fine and well. Will there be more danger in it for us?
There shouldn't be any more danger in it for us. For these other groups, yeah, it's not our problem.
And he says, all right.
Best to keep a weathered eye just in case.
Of course, the sea is a dangerous place as it is. I guess I'll keep feeding y'all then. And everyone laughs.
Well, nobody else laughed.
I'm sorry, buddy. I was on mute, but I was laughing with you.
Yeah. No, I mean all the sailors.
Or Ad.
And Torin goes back in, and I say, hey, Captain, why is Torin always such a grump? And everyone says, it's because of the scales. And everyone just kind of laughs, as if that were a joke in itself.
Well, that's way nicer than I was going to say. I was going to say it's because he has to pay for all those lunches.
Well, he
was the one telling me about the one at the beginning, right?
Oh yeah. Well, no, that wasn't a paid person.
Oh.
That's somebody who's been working on for a while. They're talking.
Oh, grossly misunderstood that situation.
Yeah. So, good thing Torin's out of earshot. He doesn't hear what you think of him. So then the sailors say, "Oh, Captain, I've heard you say that we're taking these folks and that they're in a hurry. Does this mean we'll be crossing the Thunder Sea?"
And from what I remember of our map from previously, that is the fastest way. So the answer is yes. Yes, we would be crossing the Thunder Sea.
So let's actually go to that map, just for context here.
That'd be great.
And here's the Stormhound. And
because we wanted to get up to the bay, and you said these guys, yeah, we're going to go around the coast.
So by going around the coast, we'll say right there next to Balinor Sorrow is 1,200 miles. By going around the coast, Captain, you know that there's less of a chance for anything bad to happen. The storms don't get as bad. A lot of the things that prowl in the Thunder Sea are not, they're more prevalent out in the middle of the ocean. So by staying in shallower waters, you can avoid a lot of those things.
Oh, so I like totally lied to Torin when I told him there was going to be no more danger.
Yeah. So look at this, 940 miles by just going straight across. So you're saving a lot of time by cutting across the Thunder Sea rather than sticking to the Manta Bay and the Azure Bay. So that's a decision that really only you can make, but you already know that that Tumblepots and Agent Cole have both asked you,
As
is of the
fast as
essence.
possible. Right.
And the only way you know that you're going to beat the Balinor's Pride to Zareshak, possibly, is by crossing the sea.
Then yes, we will be crossing the Thunder Sea.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Torin, I lied. There's going to be danger.
And so the and you can kind of get the feeling that that's why the sailors were asking. They weren't really asking, "Are we crossing the Thunder Sea or skirting the coastline?" They were really asking, "Are we taking the dangerous route or the less dangerous route?" Okay. So that concludes 9 Olaroon. You are now on 10 Olaroon. And I'm going to actually mark that down. If I had a pen. Hold on. Bad DM has no pen.
You really should have worn that for a vampire, just so you could do that.
All right. It is now 10 Olaroon. And let's see. I got some things to roll. So you can get about 240 miles per day. So you get about there. And let's take the long way. Or no, the short way. All right. And blah blah blah. Roll my d20. All right. That's one of those things where you guys have no idea why I'm rolling.
Quick question for you. How long has it been? A day or so?
It has been a day or so. Yes.
Long rest in there?
Yes. Yeah. All you guys get long rests. So any spell slots that you used or any HP that you lost, you're gonna get all that back. All right. So so it is now. We'll say it's 11 Olaroon. And roll my d20 again. All right. That's a 1.
Oh boy.
Lila Korth, your quartermaster, brings something to your attention, and she says, "Oh, hey, Captain. There's a storm. It's a really big one, and yeah, we should probably avoid it. I don't know how bad it's gonna get. You know, there's no telling at this point. But do you want to go ahead and do you want to work with me and work out a
Yeah, let's find a
going
way to
around?
avoid this storm.
All right, and the storm is roughly centered here.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to go around the long way. So
Like,
probably.
okay, back in. I gotcha.
And this way would go against the currents and slow you down by more than this route. So go ahead and give me a navigator's tools check. We'll make it intelligence. So on your character sheet you should have. I'll actually pull it up with you here. Boo, character sheet. So down at towards the bottom left,
Mm-hmm.
click on query for next to navigator's tools, and when it asks for the attribute, say intelligence. All right. And yeah. Oh, right. Lila's helping you. Go ahead and roll one more time. Same thing.
Well, that was worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, it was advantage and not disadvantage. So, so you actually, even though this is going to cost you a full day to go around, you do manage to avoid the storm completely. And that night, you all get to watch out, on the deck of the ship. You could see in the distance that there's this raging storm, and there's lightning and thunder and all sorts of stuff. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen a storm on the open ocean. It looks awesome. You can Google that or something. But it looks amazing, especially lightning coming down in clear skies, just from cloud to water. It's a sight to behold. So you actually there was a lot more stuff if you hadn't rolled so high. So you completely missed the storm. And that makes it 12 Olaroon. And let's go ahead and... Oh wait, my rule was if an event happens, the next day passes. So we'll go ahead and give you another 240. And it is now 13 Olaroon, and you know, on the deck of the ship, you see Dagrid Shelgrant happens to spot Nellie out, or not Nellie, but Fern on the deck of the ship. It'd be really odd if Nellie was there. He happens to spot Fern out on the ship, and you see that Dagrid, he's this little gnome guy, and he's just kind of pacing around and looking out and looking very worried. And then he continues to pace, and then you don't really say anything to him at first, so he kind of moves closer to you and then paces around. And he looks really worried and kind of mutters to himself. Oh dear.
Well, that's not very reassuring.
Oh dear. But then you look out and there's like nothing going on. It's late afternoon on 13 Olaroon, and there's nothing going on. So he go ahead.
Can I inquire as to why you are deering?
Oh dear. You know what day it is, don't you?
I don't know, do I? Probably not.
And he pulls out a little pocket calendar. And everybody sees the calendar, right? And if you look at Olaroon and you look at 13, and he says it's bad luck, it is. It's bad luck, it is. It's far day the 13th.
He's a superstitious.
Well, most sailors are. I see Billy was very impressed with far day the 13th. And he says, nothing good happens on far day the 13th. We gotta watch. We gotta watch out for it. And are you gonna take a little extra caution there, Fern?
Sure.
All right. And throughout the day, really, to anybody that'll listen, and usually it's with the guests on board, because the other sailors are just kind of like, dude, Dagrid, stop, go away. And he's like, no, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And then he goes off and he bothers you, Odin and Xander. He's like, y'all know what day it is, doesn't it? And he already has his pocket calendar out and he's pointing to it, And
I assume Odin's the same way. Marine, so like I said, most sailors are superstitious.
yeah, he kind of looks at it with like a reverence, almost like a healthy respect for it, and he goes, and he just kind of nods, with wide eyes.
So, what you're trying to say is I should stay below deck in the mess drinking today. That way I don't fall off the ship.
I something could still go wrong. I haven't come up with it yet, but it could. It could. You could choke on a cork. It's just bad luck. It's bad luck, it is. And he scurries off with his little gnome legs.
Bad luck to have me drink alone. Where are you going?
You've got the Marine. And you hear the door shut behind him. Marines love to drink.
I just shrug.
All right. And let's see. Let's see if anything bad does happen. Let's put you back on the deck of the Stormhound. And where's my thingy bob? All right, Fern, give me a perception check. All right. It's late in the evening time, Captain. I'm going to assume that you've been out in the sun all day.
Yeah, if it's late in the evening, I'm probably retiring and somebody else is taking over for evening shift.
All right, and let me go ahead and put sailors around. The sailors are sleeping too. Give me a perception check with disadvantage, Captain.
Okay. I don't think it mattered. I also forgot I saw that disadvantage button.
All right,
But
so
that's-
Fern, you're above decks. Go ahead and place yourself there. Xander, where would you be late at night?
Probably. How late we talking?
Not too late. I mean, you could be up drinking with Odin.
Yeah, either be drinking Odin or if it's too late, be in bed.
All right. And Fern,
How do I get above decks?
yeah, just walk outside the door.
Doors
Damn it.
here.
Okay,
There you go.
found it.
And I should put arrows there. All right. So, Fern, you see as these very light blue in skin color, and very slick skinned. Oh shoot! Don't do that. Very slick skinned fish people get on board, and you see that they had tails. But then, as they throw the tails overboard or over the railing, the tails split down the middle and they grow and it becomes legs.
I feel very outnumbered.
And now let's go to while that's happening. And oh, I didn't mean to roll that just to me. He rolled a non-natural 20. And go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw, Captain. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and have you roll initiative. So let's start that. All right. So he stabs you with this coral blade, and you feel the poison coursing through your veins. But you've abused your body enough that you can withstand it. And it's about this time that while you guys are doing this, Fern, what are you gonna do? What's your initial reaction?
Slowly make my way to some higher ground.
Okay.
What's
All right.
my
So
how far?
your
Yeah.
movement speed is 30.
Okay.
So that means you can move up to 6 squares.
Gonna move to here.
All right. And go ahead and roll me initiative as well.
What am I rolling?
Initiative.
Oh, okay. Do, do, do.
All right. So we'll take this just like it is here. This merfolk sees you run around the corner there and is going to, with very shaky legs, not very strong legs, shuffle over here. Believe it or not, they only have 10 feet movement speed. So gonna dash over here to the bottom of the stairs. And let's have Cookie roll a perception check.
Yeah, since nobody raised an alarm.
I'll say, just Nelly let us lie for you. These doors right here are these doors right here.
Where?
This door right here that I'm pinging, the
That
door
one?
right there, that's this door right here. That's how the ship's set up. So you are technically standing right here, just above this room. So you're a floor above it.
Oops.
So yeah, these
All
doors
right.
right here is these right here.
Okay.
And the this merfolk looks a little bit different than the others, maybe a little tougher, and comes around the corner there and says something in a language you don't understand, but has that coral rapier in their hand, and it's dripping with seawater and something else. This merfolk is going to go ahead and make an attack roll on that sailor with a spear. And somehow that sailor ducks out of the way. And he's like, oh god! And he's going to run into here. This merfolk is going to get an attack of opportunity. How much health does he have? So he gets stabbed and runs into here and just, oi oi oi, raise the alarm, raise the alarm. And so Odin and Xander, the two of you just see this sailor just, holding his guts in pretty much as he comes and just collapses into the ship's mess, and the other sailor starts helping him out.
How bad is it? Our initiative first, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, well, what do you want to do?
How bad is it? Is he gonna die?
It looks like as long as he doesn't take any more damage, he probably won't die.
Okay, then I'll save my lay on hands for now. I point
Right.
at the other. I'm basically going to point at the other two. Sailor, tell them to take care of them, and grab my weapon. No rest for the wicked.
All right. Go ahead and roll initiative for the two of you. And one of the sailors is going to help out with this guy. The other one is actually going to go below decks to the berthing area and start to alert everyone else. And you guys rolled initiative, so we'll sort by descending. We already did this guy. We already did this guy. And Merfolk number 3 now is going to climb up here and come this way. That sailor, I'm going to... How do you remove him?
Kitty problem, Nelly?
Oh, like that.
This is normal.
All right.
Oh, really? You're talking?
This
Very normal.
Dog person.
Now, Captain, you've been stabbed, and he's got, he's got a pretty good coral rapier there, and you're not in a great position. You're still laying in bed and bleeding, and so first off, I guess let's go ahead and give you the bloodied marker there. And so this merfolk is actually going to look at you, and he says something in a language you don't understand, and then immediately shakes his head and says, "You stay put. Don't move. You're going to watch your crew die." And you see each breath that he has to take in, the gills flare out a little bit, and it's kind of raspy. And now it's your turn.
So am I, since I'm laying in bed, considered prone and have to sit up first?
Yes. I mean, you can try to attack from that. You can like do a sit up and attack if you'd like.
Okay. So yeah, then I'd like to use, I guess it's half my movement to sit up, and I'm going to shocking grasp on him. So lightning's going to shoot out from the back on my dragon mark there, kind of play along my fingers, and I'm going to reach out and touch him. And if I
Alright.
can find the spell.
If the target is wearing
If he's wearing metal, I get advantage. Or armor made of metal.
Let's see. He is not. It's all stuff that you find underwater. All right, and so that's a 10. And in response, because he had a readied action. Is that going to hit you?
No.
All right. So you go ahead. You come across with that shocking grasp. Your dragon mark flares up. You grab the end of the rapier to pull him in, and hit him with the shocking grasp. He narrowly dodges out of the way, pulls the rapier out, cuts you a little bit on your hand, and goes to swing at you, and you roll out of the bed and come to a stand. And that's y'all's turn.
I don't have any. Oh, did I have any movement left, or that was it?
You. Yeah, you have movement.
And if I understand the rules of D&D, right? He's used a reaction. I can now move and not provoke opportunity attacks.
That's true.
I'm gonna run out here.
All right.
And I would have grabbed my staff from wherever it would be along the way. And I don't know if it's just me, but the bloodied is making everything black and a 9-square block around it on the map.
Yes,
Oh, never mind. That stopped.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and remove that.
Okay.
I was wondering if it was going to cause problems or not. Roll20 has some.
That's the only one that's done that to me so far.
Artifacts.
Everything else has been fine.
All right. Well, we know that you're bloodied. So you manage to, as he goes for the stab, you roll out of bed and you actually kick him, and he kind of backs up against the wall, and that gives you the opportunity to kind of, just jump and run. And as you come out, there's a sailor here, and his main job is to protect the captain's quarters from anybody entering.
Yeah, he's doing a bang-up job, dickhead.
And as you swing the doors open, one of them hits him, and he's like, hey, Captain, what's the hurry? And then he sees you're wounded, and he runs off to get Cookie. And Cookie's gonna roll initiative. I said Cookie's gonna get initiative. All right, Cookie. What the hell's wrong with you? Initiative. Boop. There you go. Good Cookie. All right. Now it's back to this merfolk. The token tracker's on the wrong one. He's just gonna kind of come up here. Go to climb the ladder. Can't make it all the way up. Fern.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll just get rid of it.
I'm going to pull out my bow.
All right.
And I'm going to go for the one at the steps. That one, right in front of me.
All right. Go ahead and fire.
Do. Gotta find it. Stop.
That's a hit.
Whee!
All right. So you go ahead and fire that bow, and like I said, their legs are a little wobbly. They don't use them very often, and that arrow sticks right in the gut. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna move back a step.
Alrighty. Xander.
Okay, so I draw my weapon. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Kind of see what's going on.
Yeah. You see this merfolk here. You see this one kind of half, trying to climb the ladder here. not paying attention.
Okay, the one that's not paying attention is going to get a clave upside the head. Advantage by any chance?
Yeah, I'll say with advantage since both their hands are on there. Very easy target. You just come across with the swing.
Okay, then Great Weapon Master. $13.
So that's a 13 minus 5. So that is an 8.
Daddy.
Yeah.
And that's going to miss.
That was an advantage. So let's try again.
Daddy.
What?
Oh, right.
Okay, buddy. Hey, Google. It's 12.
All right, 12 does hit.
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that. Here are other things you can try.
All right.
14 damage.
You chop this thing right in half.
Hey, Google, continue playing on Living Room TV.
The slippery legs just fall to the deck, and the top half just bleeds out while it tries to hang on to the ladder for a second and then falls.
Okay, as a bonus action, I will make another attack.
On who?
This one right here, within range.
He's up a ladder.
Here. This one right here, then.
All right.
Okay.
So you go ahead and swing it around.
Yep.
You're doing the whole whirly glaive thing.
I'm assuming that not advantage, so I'll do I'm gonna do a regular attack instead of Great Weapon Master.
Correct. All right, that is also a hit.
10 damage.
And that's with the second attack. I thought the second attack was like a D4 or something.
Only I reduced 1 to 0, so I use a bonus action to make another attack instead of the weapon, Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
Do you want to see it, or are you good?
Oh, right. Yeah. I do. Okay, Great Weapon Master.
So if I drop someone, I can actually do my bonus attack at the full attacks of the butt.
All right. So you go ahead and swing it around and hit this thing, and it has to stabilize itself to keep from falling over as the ship's rocking back and forth, and turns that coral rapier on you, and just kind of hisses with a little gurgling sound. And that's the end of your turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cookie is going to step out here, and Captain Rye, you see Cookie kind of grab this sailor and shove him into the little helm box there, and as he rounds this corner, you lose sight of him. But as he rounds this corner, you see from his warforged arm a blade extends. Shing! And he's going to come around here and do this. And you hear this creature from around the corner just like a little bit of gurgling there. Odin, you going to follow Xander out?
Sorry, I was answering Josh or Jason. Aaron's gonna run out there. Go ahead and do a battle axe attack. $10.
All right. And who are you doing that attack on?
This one right here, the one that's right next to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking he was you. Yeah, 10 does not hit.
Bonus action, athletics for shield bash.
Let's see. And does he? Oh, it's just straight.
Athletics.
He could do acrobatics, right?
Correct. So we're still moving, right?
Huh?
The boat's still moving, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So 5 foot off the boat.
All right, yeah. He was already kind of bleeding out and looked pretty bad, and Odin just comes around. He swings the axe, and it's almost by design
Like a
that
feint.
with that axe swing, it was made purposely just so the merfolk would have to dodge out of the way. He didn't really care if it hit or not. And when the merfolk kind of throws that other leg out to dodge, he lowers his really offsets his center of gravity, and so Odin smiles and brings that shield around and just whack, and Merfolk falls off the ship. Anything else, Odin?
That is it.
All right, Merfolk number 2 is going to come around here and that's not that one. Use the two-handed spear on Cookie, and Cookie goes ahead and just brings that second arm blade out and deflects it.
When do I get arm blade? I want
When you
one.
buy one. Merfolk number 3 is also going to try and attack Cookie. Oh no, Cookie.
And on
All
that
right.
day, I lost my first mate.
So you see Captain Renarian as Cookie, out the back of him. He's mostly made of wood. It looks like very treated wood. That's really good for the salt, and he actually has a spear sticking straight out of the back of him as he backs up and falls against these stairs. And he looks over at you, and he can't make any expression. There's no concept of the expression of pain for him, but he just looks at you very calmly and says, "Captain, I've been injured."
Cookie!
And as you're very worried about Cookie, you hear the door open behind you. And as he goes to open the door, he pushes out on it, and as soon as you notice him, you spin around with your staff and block the door from opening anymore, and then throw your shoulder into it, and it knocks this guy prone. And what will you do?
If I remember correctly, prone does something to ranged spell attacks, like gives me disadvantage.
It does.
Okay. In that case, I am going to run over here in front of Cookie,
All right.
and
I think if you step up to it and actually point blank with your Eldritch Blast, you shouldn't get disadvantage because you're within 5 feet. I think it's only disadvantage if you're farther than 5 feet away for ranged.
Right. So it would cancel each other out, because if you're within 5 feet shooting ranged, you would normally get disadvantage, but you're within 5 feet against a person who's prone, which means you get advantage. So it would be a normal roll if you came within 5 feet and just kamehameha him in the face.
or if I went within 5 feet, then if it was a melee, it would just be advantage.
Oh yeah.
Well, in that case, can I do that instead?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll just go
It's,
for the shocking grasp on him again, since it's a melee spell attack. Oops, I should have rolled with advantage.
Go ahead and give me that. Oh wait, you did. You did roll a second time.
Yep.
All right. So let me see that spell
He
description.
also, he can't take reactions until his next turn, the start of his next turn.
All right. So you do that 2 damage to him. And that is lightning damage, correct?
Yes.
Let's see if he has any. Nope. Sorry, I shouldn't say that that's a bad DM. I shouldn't say whether or not he has any sort of resistance or vulnerability to damage.
I'm gonna, because I can still move. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, you have quite a bit of movement still.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run
25
back out here next to Fern and be like, "Hey, there's another one in my quarters." Because you wouldn't know that yet.
All right, and speaking of which, Fern,
Yep.
the captain has come pleading for you to save him because there's a monster in his bedroom.
There is a monster. He did a lot of damage.
Okay. What are your doors like on your quarters?
They swing in and out.
But are they
Yeah,
solid wood or are they glass panes?
They're solid wood.
Oh, damn! There goes
Don't
that
go
idea.
shooting my
Okay.
doors. Just kick it. It's fine.
In this case, the door here is open.
Okay. So I will move to here, draw my bow, and fire at the one in the captain's quarters.
All right, you're gonna get disadvantage because he is prone.
Oh, oops.
So just roll that again, and we'll see if it gets any worse.
Ooh, that's big. How do I do? Oh, disadvantage. Third.
Yeah, since you already rolled once, just roll another normal roll. All right.
Oh,
So the second roll, the second roll was 23, which means 22 is the low roll. Jeez, the Ranger's killing it tonight. Go ahead and roll me damage.
That one was with disadvantage.
Yeah, right. So the first roll was 22, the second roll was 23.
Okay.
I'm not going to count the 12.
Okay.
All right. And he tries to sit up a little bit and immediately gets pinned down again with an arrow. Anything else you want to do, Fern?
Any chance I can shoot him again, or is that no?
No, that would require
Okay.
at certain levels you do get second attacks, multi attack when you get your attack action, and then yeah, with your dual wielding when you're doing that, you can use the bonus action when you've attacked with the primary weapon as well.
Okay.
So any movement, you just gonna keep trailing down on him here.
Yeah, I'll just stay there.
All right, Xander.
Okay. Now Odin, tell him to go the other way. And I'll can I make it up this ladder? No problem.
Yeah, it's 10 feet.
Then yeah.
So
there.
by the time you get up there, it's 15.
And I will start swinging.
All right, which one?
The one directly in front of me.
All right.
Regular attack.
That's definitely a hit.
7 damage.
All right. So you come to the top of that ladder there, and you just go chopping down with the glaive, and you cut pretty much from his shoulder to his heart.
Kill him.
Yep.
Okay. As my bonus action, I'll attack the next one. 10 to hit.
That's gonna miss.
Okay. And that is actually I do notice that he's hurt, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use my last 15 feet. And that's fine if he gets an attack on me. I'm basically going to stand over him and kind of protect him for now.
All right. That attack misses. You go ahead and do your little whirly glaive thing as you run by, and it deflects that attack. And you're just going to stand there and protect him?
Yeah, for now.
All right. Cookie nods at you, and he's going to go ahead and back up. So he's going to be up here on the tall deck, the highest deck of the ship. And he's crawled over there, and one of these sailors comes over, and both of these guys come over and help him. All right. That was his turn. Odin.
Odin's going to step this way. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And he doesn't really see anything, does he?
He sees this door is open. That's about it. He would maybe have line of sight. Yeah, he'd be able to see this guy, laying here.
Okay. He is actually going to go ahead and take a dodge action.
Okay. And since we're about to be at the top of the round, I see that.
Oh, actually, he could move. He could move here for 30, right? 5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20. Yeah, he'll move there and then dodge action.
All right. And since we're about to be at the top of the round, I see that our dwarf has made it. Are you there, Dalen? All right. Maybe he hasn't. So we'll go ahead and jump to the top of the round. This merfolk is going to step forward and attack Xander. And he hits with a 19. Where you take 2 piercing damage.
Okay.
He managed to just get just the tip of the spear underneath, one of your plates of armor, in between where 2 of them interlock.
I missed my shield spell.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad you don't have it.
Yeah.
This salvager is going to go ahead and stand and rush at Odin. Well, he's going to stand, and as he does, you see him get this little looks like a jellyfish that's hanging off of a coral rope on his side, and he slides the jellyfish along the end of the blade. And he's going to go ahead and charge Odin.
Dodge action, remember?
Yep. So this will be made with disadvantage. I'm guessing a 13 doesn't hit him.
Does not.
All right. Clinks off of the shield. And does he have attack? He actually does. Yeah. Just clink, clink, clink. Captain.
I'm assuming I don't have like a good line of sight on this one.
I'd say he has half cover. You can, however.
I ignore half cover.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You do.
As long as he doesn't have full cover, I should be okay.
Yep.
Does he have full cover?
No, he has half cover.
Okay.
You do have line of sight to him, and he's at about half of them, so half cover.
I'm gonna shoot a. Yeah. I'll just shoot an Eldritch Blast at him.
All right, that does hit. And this Eldritch Blast, you see it. You actually kind of aim it high above the tall human in front of you, and it arcs. It almost arcs like a basketball, and it just kind of goes high and then swings down and hits the merfolk. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No.
Fern.
I'm assuming that merfolk is not dead yet.
Is not dead, no.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and shoot that one again.
I will tell you that with this big fella in your way, you'd be a lot better off if you.
Yeah, I'll move to there.
And go ahead and make the roll. Just regular, no advantage or disadvantage.
Ew.
right, that does hit. Okay, Fern. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, I don't think so.
All right, then. How do you want to do this?
Oh, then get a killing blow again.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I've had somebody killing blows, and no, I don't hear a single thing.
Well, these are the final killing blow of the combat against the harder of the creatures.
That's favoritism.
And to think I almost used a first level spell.
All right.
We're just gonna go center mass.
All right.
Yeah.
So you fire, and as this thing's just wailing away on Odin's shield, you wait for just the right moment as it raises up one of its arms, and you see these gills kind of flare up as it's breathing heavily, just kind of. And as the gill raises up, you let loose the arrow, and it fires straight through, and you could just hear this. It suddenly it goes wide-eyed and just gurgles for a minute and just and just kind of like grabs at the arrow and tries to pull it out, and it doesn't matter. It goes ahead and just falls over and dies.
Dwarf, you there?
Yeah, I've been here.
What's up, buddy?
Eating jelly beans because that is all I've had today.
Oh, it's the breakfast of champions.
It's sugar. My sugar was low.
All right, so I just realized this isn't the last monster. Xander, you're still
Once again,
facing one.
Favoritism. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and attack with Glaive. I'm going to
The
assume.
DM died.
I'm going to
The
assume
true
that hits.
DM has been revealed.
Is there a cat there?
No, it's his computer.
Yeah, it was sitting on something and that fell over. Then I made it worse. All right.
7 damage.
All
start.
right. So that is a hit. Go ahead.
And the bonus action, the butt of the glaive.
All right. That is also a hit.
For another 6.
All right. So you come across and you slash this thing, and you just keep it going. You know, you let the momentum of your first slash come through, and you spin around to bring that butt of the glaive. And Xander,
I finally get to do something?
how do you want to do this?
I want to take the butt of the glaive right across his jaw and break his jaw.
All right. So it's still screaming from the first slash, and as you use that momentum to spin around, and you bring that glaive up to the jaw, and it's just, and then just take the jaw right off, and it's still screaming, but now it has no jaw, and it spins around and just comes to a twitching halt, face down on the deck of the Stormhound, and that is the end of our second combat.
I'm going to step up and check on Cookie.
I'm also going up top to check on Cookie.
All right. You go up, and Cookie still has this. Spear, sticking out of him, and yeah, he looks up and says, "Captain, I do not believe there are more enemies on board the ship."
You are correct, Cookie. We got them all taken care of. You don't need to worry about that. How are you feeling?
He looks down. He looks at the spear and he says, "The spear is lodged into me pretty well. I will need assistance getting it out."
Hey, Xander, you want to help me pull this spear out? Can you do anything to help
Yeah,
my
no
first
pro-
mate here?
yeah, no problem. I'll step up there. I don't know if lay on hands will work on him. And how does that work for constructs?
So, Xander, this is not your first Warforged.
Yeah.
You fought alongside Warforged in the last war. And you know that healing magic does work on them. And
Okay.
and they take damage and die and live just like anyone else.
I'm gonna put my hands near the spear. Cookie, this is gonna suck, and tell the captain to pull it. As soon as the spear's out, I'll do 3 points lay on hands.
I'll
All right.
yank it out.
Right as you're yanking it out, what did you say? This is gonna suck.
Yeah, this is gonna suck. Or was the tip barbed?
No.
Okay.
And as you yank it out, right before you yank it out, and you say this is gonna suck, he says the weapon does not suck, and then you pull it out, and a little bit of like chunks of wood come out with it, and he just opens his mouth, and he looks at you and says, "You are correct." And you do how much laying on hands?
3 points. Then I want to go downstairs and check on the one downstairs for the other 2 points.
All right, and laying on hands just does
regular hit points healing.
Okay. So
I can spend
2
5
plus.
and remove disease and poisons, or just 3 hit points healing.
Okay. You go down to the one downstairs. He's doing okay. Torin is actually looking at him now. He's got he's cauterized the wound with a utensil from his kitchen,
Okay.
and
how?
And the sailor is imbibing some spirits as a locally applied sedative.
So how bad was the captain?
I'm okay.
Okay. I use the last 2. I'm gonna heal on hands on me then.
Go ahead and do a medicine check, Xander.
Because he didn't have the little thing around him, so I kind of walked away not even thinking about it.
Yeah, because
Right.
it was messing my stuff up.
Yeah. So you could tell that the captain, his robes, his normally white robes, are like, just red in one spot and then downward, and you could tell that like there's still blood dripping onto the deck of the Stormhound wherever the captain walks.
Okay, so instead of going down, I probably would have offered him a quick heal. But if he's okay, I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself then.
I'm this okay.
I give the captain my last 2. It's not a whole lot, but there you go.
That's like
All
half
right.
the damage I took. I mean, who?
Yeah. Cookie asked the captain, Captain, should I check on the rest of our crew and guests?
You rest. Let's have Lila do that.
All right. And Lila goes around the ship. You only lost. Actually, you didn't lose any sailors.
Yay!
You actually didn't lose any sailors. And Dalen, you listening?
Yeah, I'm here, Bob.
All right. You're in your quarters down in the lower decks of the ship, and you hear a knock at the door.
Yeah.
Oh, just checking on everyone. There's been an attack. Is there any merfolk in there with you, stabbing you and stuff?
I always heard pirates Sailors drink a lot, apparently. No, there are no merfolk in here.
Okay, just checking, and you can smell from the other side of the door, even at your writing desk, which is right by the door, or even from your bed if you're in bed. That
No, if it's daytime, he's working on something.
it's a little late at night.
Okay, then maybe he's journaling then.
All
Is
right.
that what you call it?
I have standards. Even I wouldn't do that to me.
Nice.
I have
So
charisma.
yeah,
I would.
When you hit your second century, you get afraid to do that.
yeah. The from the other side of the door, you could smell the pipe smoke, and it ain't tobacco. And all right, so Lila says, "Okay, good day then," and walks off. And
Am I aware who Lila is, or do I recognize the voice?
yeah, you'd recognize her as the.
I've got a pretty decent passive perception, so.
Yeah, you met Lila when you first got on the ship, and she actually showed you down to your room. She's the
Okay.
quartermaster of the ship.
Okay. Race-wise, what is she?
She's Korovar, half elf.
Okay. Then she would have been treated normally then. If the Warforged had been around or anything, he gets no response out of me.
Very well. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the end of that, and obviously there's a bunch of sailors who are just wired now. They go down. Torin hands out some coffee and everything, and continues to tend to the wounded. And
Do I hear them getting rowdy?
yeah, you could hear from down the hall the sailors. Usually at this time of night, you've been at sea for a few days, and usually this time of night, from the other end of the hall, the sailors are sleeping, and all you might hear is some light snoring.
Okay.
And here you hear footsteps, you hear people moving around, you hear maybe the occasional clanging of weapons as the sailors have grabbed harpoons and things like that.
I'll make sure my door's locked.
All right. Yeah.
And also, this is just a quick question to catch up with everything. I will just go ahead and say it's quite possible I was very seasick for a day or so.
That was
having never been on a boat.
Yeah, that was the guess of Torin the cook.
Okay.
As well is that you were seasick.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, he's literally never. We're just like has never been. End of sentence.
Yeah, where you're used to stone beneath your feet, you're not used to it rocking.
Yeah. And is this actual ship or airship? So that I know.
This is an elemental galleon, so it is just an elemental ship that floats on the water, so no airship.
Okay. I just didn't know out of character either. So yeah, definitely occasionally I'm having to prestidigitate a bucket that I keep inside.
All right. And the rest of the night passes uneventfully. You all get long rests.
So, Captain, are your voyages always this eventful?
When we prioritize speed, they are.
Touche, sir. Touche.
All right.
Little knuckle salute and head back down deck to finish my drink. It better still be on the table.
Is there a long rest button? I thought I saw something like that once upon a time.
Do they even work?
Not on Roll20.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, on D&D Beyond there is a long rest button, but not on Roll20.
Also, no, I can go ahead and say this. Hi, everybody. I'm Jason. You can call me Dwarf or whatever.
So,
whatever.
How
Call
you
me.
doing? So, whatever. What's up?
Billy knows I will answer to damn near anything.
All right. Well, we're going to call you Dalen.
That works. That was also my LARP name for a very long time, so that fits.
All right. Another day passes, and you actually make it to the Zarash Bay.
Can I ask one more quick, keeping up stuff question? How is Phil handling the being at sea?
Actually, I was gonna let you roleplay that.
Okay, yeah, he is a very unhappy badger.
I
Yeah,
don't think I've ever seen a happy badger. I'm just throwing it out there.
American badgers are very happy. It's honey badgers and English badgers that look like somebody pooped in their oatmeal.
Yeah, I hear honey badgers don't give a shit.
Apparently, that's why I didn't want to do a honey badger. They're just too mean looking.
Yeah.
But he's like every bit of 60 pounds of badger. His belly drags the ground. And anybody that knows Arcana knows that familiars are typically unable to eat and don't gain weight. He's a special boy.
Nice. So does he hide under the bed or under the desk?
No,
or...
he's on the bed.
I was like, he's fit under the bed.
I mean, collectively between the two of us, we maybe take up half the bed. He outweighs me by almost twice as much. So,
All
well,
right.
not that much. I'm a dwarf, so I'm hefty, but I'm not very tall.
All right.
He's definitely taller than me when he stands up.
The voyage continues unhindered, and take some levels in Druid, Fern. You can definitely become a honey badger. When the ship finally enters the Zarash Bay, all the sailors breathe a sigh of relief. The bay is always going to be less dangerous than the open waters that you guys have experienced thus far. It would be just one last day of shipboard travel before reaching the town of Zarashak. To the east, you can spot a large forested area that any map that you see would label it as Balenor's Sorrow. Is the name of the forest. And to the left, there's a sprawling swampland as far as the eye can see. That's very, very typical of this part of Corvair. And we'll go ahead and advance you again. No, you pass the occasional ship. That's about it.
I would keep an eye out for. I'll tell the captain and
Eleanor's
Cookie.
Pride.
Yeah, that we're looking for that ship. Keep an eye out. Just in case it somehow beat us here.
Yeah.
Better not have.
Let's see. The first settlement you see to the east, and it's Earthhold, which is a orcish town that's known for collecting Eberron dragon shards, which are important, but depending on whether or not you want to make an Arcana check, you don't know what they are really. You just know that they're lucratively expensive. Like everybody wants them so that they can sell them.
Do you need something from me, or do I know?
Yeah.
With my experience.
You would know being having studied a lot that dragon shards. Let's see here. Eberron dragon shards are usually found in shallow soil and are encased in these geode-like stone shells. In their raw form, they're rosy crystals with crimson swirls floating around them. They're used for they grind them down to dust, and they use dragon shard dust in the creation of some magic items. But also, you can use them as components for spells. So basically, if you had 300 gold worth of Eberron dragon shard dust, you could replace diamond with that and cast Revivify or whatever. And so it's usually not used like that, but in a pinch, literally in this case, you could definitely use it to fuel magic and things like that. Let's see. Where was I?
Almost quitting time, buddy.
Yep. I'm getting there. Shortly after that, you find yourselves on the Glum River proper. And the waterway narrows by a lot, and the crew is on high alert to make sure that the ship doesn't hit anything while still managing to maintain as high of a speed as you can. It's a little concerning that you haven't seen the Balenor's Pride. And And so
We're expected to beat it by a couple of days, so it's not too concerning.
it is now the late afternoon of 15 Olaroon. And you can actually see Zarashak in the distance. And that's what Zarashak looks like from an aerial view. And
what is that city to me?
it is the city of stilts. Basically, all the buildings are on stilts. It's swampland. It's marshland. You would also know that it's the headquarters of House Tharashk.
Okay, that's like the half-orc one, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, orcs, half-orcs, and some humans even. They've really intermingled the bloodlines there.
Mark of Finding?
Correct, yeah.
Haha, look at that Arcana check.
And you can see the docks of Zarashak, and you also see the Balenor's Pride sitting about 250 to 300 feet off of the docks, just sitting there, static in the water, not moving.
What is it?
The Balenor's Pride is the ship that the ship that the two bounty hunters are after, because on board is their quarry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need any details from that point then. But I didn't know if I should know anything about it. We're good.
Hey, Captain, I thought you were faster. With an eye quirk. This is kind of a smart-ass comment to him.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Can you get us closer? Or any idea how?
Yeah, any idea how, Captain?
Well, I mean, it's just sitting there in the water, so you could pull up next to it.
No, I meant like any idea how we got here faster. Like, I know we were the fastest ship. I know we took a shortcut.
I got no clue.
I know we're faster, but I know we took a shortcut. How the fuck would he have gotten here before us?
I'm not overhearing that, I suppose.
Not really, unless you're particularly interested.
Like, he may hear something and then and like shove a towel against the bottom of the door to drown out the annoying noises.
Yeah, we're being about 3 decks above. 2 decks, 3 decks.
I've got a stupidly high passive perception.
Well, the only thing that you could think of, Captain, is that the one day that you were delayed, and you knew it was going to be tight anyways. But the one day that you were delayed by that storm, you did lose some time there. But even then, you're a little impressed that the Balenor's Pride was able to beat you here. You weren't that concerned.
We cut down 300 miles. We were traveling 240 miles a day as the faster ship, so even one day shouldn't have put it that far ahead of us.
So yeah, something's up.
Something's up.
Yep, and do you want to pull up next to the Balenor's Pride?
Yeah, let's pull up and just take a look. See what we can see.
And that's where we'll start next session.
Okay, right at 10.
All right.
Awesome.
Everybody having fun?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Everyone gets a level?
Actually, yes.
Hey.
Xander might find himself overboard with the smart-ass comments.
Hey.
Yep.
I'm just saying,
everybody's going to level up.
I've been saving your ass a few times here.
First multi-class.
Yep. Everybody gets to level up to 2. If you need any help with that, show up at 6:30 next time, or a little bit before. I'm usually on way before that, just doing my final prep.
They can also always, if you don't mind, shoot me a message. I'm always around. I can offer to help too.
Yeah, that's HP. Right. Dalen is pretty average HP. We're gonna go with average HP rolls. And that's today's session. I will see you guys on the 15th of May. And Xander, you're going to be out then, right?
Correct. I'll be out at sea that day specifically, so I came and used the laptop to get on.
All right. Well, hopefully we can get Odin to play Xander.
If need be, I can always help him too.
We'll work that out. All right, guys. It's been a great first session. I hope you guys had fun and have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
You too.